She left me and our kids for a man with money and Instagram trips. 2 years later, she came back and asked me to dump the woman who actually raised her children. My name's Darius. My wife Celine and I weren't rich, but we were solid. I worked logistics, she scheduled for a dental office, 2-bedroom apartment, kid art taped to the fridge, Tuesday night dinners that weren't glamorous but were ours. Then her friend group changed. Women dating finance guys, posting Miami on random Wednesdays. Celine started scrolling like our life was black and white and everyone else had color. She'd stare at her phone and sigh like she was trapped in a life she didn't choose. The breaking point came on a Tuesday while I was doing our budget. Celine was on the couch, Instagram swooshing in the silence. She exploded. This is it? Bills and budgets forever? My friends have real lives, jewelry, trips, surprises. The way she said real told me she wasn't talking about marriage. She was talking about a deal she thought she deserved. She wanted a divorce, said she'd settled too young, and you can't compete with the fantasy feed. So I said, okay, fair custody. My calm shocked her. She expected a fight. I wasn't going to scorch my kids to prove I cared. She moved out within a month. Custody started 50-50, then slid to 70-30 because she always had plans that couldn't move. Girls' trips, dinners, last-minute weekends. The kids, Leo and Ivy, came back confused. Her apartment was tiny. No space for toys, lots of TV. Homework suddenly didn't matter. I started keeping records, missed pickups, canceled weekends, the texts that read like shift swaps. 3 months later, the divorce finalized. She got her freedom. I kept the only things that mattered. The first 6 months were brutal. Not because I missed her, but because I had to become everything. Up at 6 ma to school, work, homework, dinner, baths, bedtime, repeat until your brain feels permanently tired. I didn't have a rich life. I had a real one. Around the 1-year mark, I met Marin at Leo's soccer game. Divorced too. Her ex had moved states. She understood exhausted without me explaining it. She showed up gradually, carpools, playground Sundays, helping without making it a performance. One night, Ivy spiked a 103-degree fever while I was trying to get Leo to eat. Marin texted, "How's she doing?" I admitted I was overwhelmed. 20 minutes later, she was at my door with soup, medicine, and that calm voice parents use when they've been through it. Our relationship didn't start with fireworks. It started with reliability. Marin helped Leo with projects, played board games with Ivy. The kids relaxed around her because she was present for the boring parts. She never tried to replace Celine. She just showed up. For the first time in 2 years, I could breathe. Then my phone buzzed from an unknown number. "We need to talk. I want to come back to the family." Celine asked to meet at a coffee shop. She walked in looking tired, smiling like we were old friends, and delivered a rehearsed speech about growth and mistakes. "I want us to try again," she said. Eyes shiny on command. I felt nothing, just certainty. "Is there someone else?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "Someone who's been here for fevers, homework meltdowns, and all the regular nights you decided weren't worth your time." Her face flushed. "So you replaced me?" "No," I said. "You left. Marin filled the space you created." Celine tried using the kids like leverage. They need their real family together. I showed her my notes. Missed pickups, canceled weekends. The constant, "Can you take them?" Her confidence wobbled. Over the next months, she tried buying her way back. Gaming systems, Disneyland promises, bags of toys. The kids came home wired and off routine. Leo's teacher emailed. Assignment slipping. Ivy started saying, "Mommy says homework can wait." The breaking point came when Celine showed up unannounced and saw Marin helping Ivy with spelling. Ivy smiled and said, "Thanks, Mommy." Because kids call the person who helps them every day whatever word feels safest. Celine exploded. Marin stepped away while I sent the kids to their room. Then I looked Celine in the eye and said the truth she still didn't understand. You don't get to show up sporadically and expect the kids to act like you never left. Marin earned their trust by being here for the boring parts you thought were beneath you. She stared at me like I'd stolen something, but I hadn't stolen anything. I rebuilt what she abandoned. Now Leo and Ivy live with me and Marin. They see Celine every other weekend, when she remembers. And she still acts confused that she can't just walk back into a life she traded for pictures. Comment one word: presence or performance.